Hello guys, welcome back. In this one, I'll be going over advanced AMD cycle. Everyone understand this basic AMD cycle, also called accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. But most people don't actually understand how to catch the real manipulation, and then they ending up catching a bunch of stop losses because they don't understand this advanced manipulated AMD cycle. So in this one, I'll be going over everything, how to catch the real manipulation, how to avoid getting stopped out, and how to actually take advantage of this fake manipulation. So let's get right into it. So first of all, let's go back to this point. As you can see on the left, we got the selling level. Now we swept this buy side liquidity. So most people will be expecting accumulation. This was the manipulation, and now distribution after market shift. So first of all, we need to wait for market shift. And the market shift happened right at this point. Okay, so this would have been a perfect selling level. Also, this would be a perfect Wyckoff distribution. So people who are using market shift, Wyckoff distribution, PSI, this is buyer's climax, this is automatic rally, this will be second test, this will be sign of weakness, this will be upthrust, and after we have this market shift, this will be confirmed upthrust after distribution. By the way, this is just Wyckoff distribution, and Wyckoff distribution is basically just accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. So this will be the accumulation, which is this whole movement. The manipulation is this upthrust after distribution, and this market shift is basically the distribution on an AMD cycle. So this accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So people who use accumulation, manipulation, distribution are basically using Wyckoff because it's the same exact thing. So based off this price action, this will be a selling confirmation where we can actually look for sales around these levels. So this could be the accumulation, this should be the manipulation. And this whole movement or downside will be most likely distribution towards the next liquidity point, which would be this one, the lowest point of the Wyckoff distribution, or DC close on the left. So we have accumulation, this will be the manipulation. But if you look at this point, we also have accumulation, a manipulation, and market shift on a low time frame. So some people already got trapped from this move. Now even more people will get trapped from this move, because understanding accumulation, manipulation, and distribution means literally nothing if you don't know how to actually catch the manipulation, because this is not the manipulation, this is not the manipulation, this is not the manipulation, because the real manipulation is happening based off manipulation cycle. And currently at this point we have a new manipulation cycle. Okay, this white candle is start of a new manipulation cycle, so you can expect fake sells to new sellers, create fake BOS, tap into our continuation level and go higher. So let's say we take this lowest point, this highest point. This is the 382 level on Fibonacci, and the price should go higher from this point because we also have some type of POI on the left. So this will be a perfect continuation level. By the way, the same thing happened right at this point. So I'm gonna go actually back to show you what happened on the left. So we have this liquidity sweep, where there's accumulation, manipulation, market shift, and this should be the distribution. But as you can see, the price went higher, and let me show you exactly why it happened. So we have this accumulation, this was the manipulation, and this should have been the distribution. So let's take the low of the manipulation, Fibonacci from the bottom to the top of the push. And as you can see, 382 level just to induce sellers and continue much higher. So the 382 level is basically the level where most likely we will have a market shift just to induce sellers, because we have a new manipulation cycle after this liquidity sweep, and then continue much higher. So let's go back to the 30 minute to actually see what happened. So this was the low on a hard time frame. So let's mark this push with Fibonacci. With this 382 level, we have this market shift. So the same thing will probably happen as we've seen at this point. Okay, so there's the accumulation, this was the manipulation, and this should have been the distribution. And now we have the same thing. We have accumulation, manipulation, and this should have been the distribution. But we have a new manipulation cycle. So this whole movement will be just fake move to new sellers and go higher. And in a bit, I'll show you exactly how to spot these manipulation cycles. On one edge, as you can see, we have this wick lining up with this 382 level. By the way, this 382 level should be just refined confluence for the hard time frame POI. We can also refine the level to this point. So let's go back to the 30 minute. So now we have this accumulation, we have this manipulation, market shift. So for most people, this will be a perfect selling level like this. But we understand that we have a new manipulation cycle. So this whole movement or downside is just a trap to new sellers and continue much higher. And as you can see, the price went higher above this manipulation cycle, and usually we have another liquidity sweep just to induce sellers and then continue again much higher. So based off this price action, we probably gonna create another fake BOS. So let's say this would be the fake BOS just to induce sellers and continue much higher because we had liquidity sweep. So for most people, this is accumulation, this is manipulation, market shift, and this should be the distribution. But as I said, understanding the AMD cycle means nothing if you don't know how to spot the actual manipulation and not this manipulation that everyone is teaching. So we have a new manipulation cycle at this point. This is a new daily candle open. Same thing happened on the left. We have a new daily candle open. So this whole movement to the downside was just a daily wick. Same thing will happen at this point, daily wick. So the real manipulation is not some type of liquidity sweep like this, but the real manipulation is basically we have a new candle and this wick on the bottom is the real manipulation. So as I said many times before, if you want to have high win rate, stop trading these liquidity sweeps, because sweeping some high on the left means literally nothing. The real manipulation is happening based off candles and specific time, and also a specific time on the low time frame. So this is just example of daily manipulation cycle. As I said, you can also use the manipulation cycle on 4H, 1H, and combine the daily one with 4H1 and also 1H1. But in this video, I'll be only going over the daily one. Okay, so I'm trying to keep everything as simple as possible. So if accumulation, manipulation, and then market shift. And we also have a new manipulation cycle at this point. So after the market shift and tapping into our continuation level, which could be the 3/8 level, lining up with some POI on the left. Now, this should be our buying level, because we understand that a bunch of people have stop losses above this high, and that's literally it. So the first thing, understanding manipulation cycles. Second thing is basically just continuation level. And the last thing is entry point at the continuation level right here. Super simple. You only need to understand these three simple things and not some of accumulation, manipulation, distribution, because the accumulation is happening basically everywhere and you don't know if this is the manipulation or if this is the manipulation or maybe this was the manipulation and this whole movement was just accumulation. So then you're going to enter after this market shift, but the price will go higher again. So maybe this was the accumulation, this was the manipulation, and now this is the distribution. See, this is really confusing. So as I said, you only need these three simple rules. Manipulation cycle, continuation level on the left, and then entry point inside the continuation level. As you can see at this point, we have a deeper pullback, not into the 3/8 level, but this is still valid because we never closed below the specific hard time frame POI. So this is still a valid for buys and it's probably going to go higher above this high where most people have their stop losses after this market shift. So let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, as you can see, beautiful. We tap into the POI right below the 3/8 level. We have some type of confirmation, and this high would be the target at the minimum. But as you can see, we have another liquidity sweep. We have a new low time frame manipulation cycle. So this whole movement will be just fake move to tap into this continuation level and go higher. So now we have market shift on a low time frame, and it's probably going to go higher. So I'm willing to actually buy from this level. Let's say stop loss below the low, entry point at the opening of the next candle. And let's say we're going to aim for 1 to 3, just an example. Okay, so entry point, stop loss below this low, just based off this price action. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so entry point, yeah, beautiful candle, exactly what we're going to see. Boom, 1 to 3, got hit. Now we're going to mark the new daily open, so new daily manipulation cycle. Let's see if we have some type of liquidity sweep on left. And as you can see, we swept this high. So again, the same thing, we have a new manipulation cycle, fake move to the downside, and then continue much higher. So let's see what's going to happen. So based off this price action, this will be the market shift. We have a new daily open, so we can expect deeper pullback. So let's say this low, this high, we have this 3/8 level, lining up with this continuation level. This looks actually super clean. I would probably even place like buy limits, this 3/8 level, SL below this candle body, and the TP 1 to 3. So this is just an example. When we have a new daily open, price will most likely create a deeper pullback into our continuation level. So for me, this will be the continuation level, lining up with this 3/8 level. So let's see what's going to happen. Alright, we tap into the 3/8 level. As you can see, if you missed it, you can just enter like this, SL below low, TP this high at minimum. And as you can see, beautiful. We can also do the same thing the next day. So let's wait for new daily open. So the new daily open will be at this point. Let's see if we have some type of liquidity sweep on left. Okay, we have this one. So this should be the liquidity sweep. This should be the new daily open. So I want to see price going higher, then market shift at the new manipulation cycle. Price creating fake BOS into our continuation level and then going higher. So let's see what's going to happen. And as you can see, every time it's the same exact thing. Okay, so let's wait for price to reach the daily open. Okay, so we have a new daily open at this point. So we have a new manipulation cycle. This will be the market shift. This will be the 3/8 level for continuations, lining up with this POI on the left. So let's see what's gonna happen. Alright, we tap into this POI, not the 3/8 level, which is unfortunate. But as you can see, people who trade accumulations, manipulations, and then distributions after hard time frame liquidity sweeps, they will get stopped out at this point and the price will just continue much higher because the real manipulation is happening based off manipulation cycle and you don't need any liquidity sweep. So hopefully everything makes sense. So most people are using this accumulation, manipulation, distribution after liquidity sweep, but we want to do the exact opposite. So liquidity sweep, accumulation, manipulation, fake BOS, and then tap into continuation level, confirmation, and then this high where most people have their stop losses will be our target. So this is basically the model, okay, like this. Accumulation, fake BOS, entry point, boom, super simple. If you got any questions, you can just DM me on Instagram or leave a comment below and see you next time.